Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that. Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean,
Really?
maybe it would be.
What do you mean? It would prove who Abram's descendants are and who has a right to live here and who doesn't, according to the theology that you yourself just explained. And so I'm very confused as to why we don't do that. If you believe the theology that you've just explained to me.
Would we do that all over the world?
Well,
and everybody
this is the only country in the world that you've said has this covenant with God, that this people have a moral and legal right to the land.
What about people who convert to Judaism? Would they have a right?
Well, you've just said.
I mean, there are not to Judaism, so
you just told me
they can make Aliyah. They may not have.
You've just
DNA.
told me that it doesn't matter. You told me moments ago, trying to keep track,
Okay.
that it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in God or whether or not you practice Torah Judaism or Rabbinic Judaism, which is something else that I don't even know if I don't even know what that means. But it doesn't matter whether you're, quote, a religious Jew or not. What matters is that you are part of the Jewish people to whom God gave this land that extends from the Nile to the Euphrates. And so if you believe that, wouldn't you want to know with a burning passion who those people are? And because of science, we can now know who those people are. So why aren't we finding out?
The Caucasians is waking up to what we've been known. Check out what was said earlier.
Israel is a 20th century political entity, meaning it's a 20th century political construct. It doesn't come, the state of Israel is not what's in the Bible. That is not the Israel they're talking about in the Bible. The Israel of today is a 20th century political construct, invention. Invented by who? Invented by Zionists and the occupying force of Britain true. when they were occupying Palestine illegally, and then they illegally ceded that Palestine to the Zionists, and they call it Israel.
Right.
And there's a reason why they're called Israelis and not Israelites. Why is that, Kurt?
Israelites were wandering, and they're saying Israeli, meaning like to give the impression they're from there, which they're not.
But they're not.
There were Jews from there. They were brutal to them.
So Zion is the, so Kurt, tell me if this is true. Zion is the Hebrew word for an ancient Canaanite fortress.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Canaanites worshipped Baal and inhabited the lands of present-day Israel and Palestine.
The Zion thing, I'd have to look into. I don't know if that's true or not. But the Baal, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different Baal. It means master. So, like Hannibal Barca from the Roman, the guy with the elephants in the Alps. Hannibal was worshipped Baal Ammon. But there's Baal of Peor, there's Baal of whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, worship Baal.
So that is the voice of rabbis. So this is another group of Jews that has a Twitter account. The voice of rabbis say discussions about Jewish lineage or biblical identity often become confused when they are used to justify modern political claims. Our position has always been clear. What God promised to Abraham in the Torah was not an unconditional political mandate for modern sovereignty or conquest.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
The covenant came with clear spiritual conditions.
Yep.
When those conditions were not upheld, the Jewish people were sent into exile, marked by the destruction of the Second Temple nearly 2,000 years ago. Since that time, we have lived in exile by divine decree.
Right. If you believe in it, you would be against the modern state of Israel.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if you believed in the Bible, you would be against the modern state of Israel. The exile is not a historical accident. It's part of God's plan. So the Jews being exiled wasn't a goof.
I think Jesus prophesied it.
Hey, it's like he trying to tell him something, but he don't really want to hear it.
And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
Wow.
I like
They've
those
been doing
foundational
that
guys.
shit.
So good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
Right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation.
See, this is what I was saying. Because you have to listen to what they're saying. If you're not paying attention, and they were just calling people out. They not saying, okay, we hate them and all these different things. No, they calling people out on their bullshit. And people don't like that. People don't like
Appropriating
that.
the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, right? But for
We're
Byron,
against slavery.
we're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too, you're not. And that's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here, you don't get to just be a part of our system and then lecture us about how our country went wrong.
And they called you a racist.
Stop trying to Africanize my people. Stop trying to Africanize my people. We are not African. We are not descendants of African.
Foundational Black American Society here in Florida, who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican.
Yeah, he
is Panamanian. They found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah, and they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. Someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's shut up, honey.
And I love the
Right.
fact that he touched on this, because this is what I want to see more of when it comes to Black conservatives. Black conservatives, and I'm not saying all, because no, we're not all a monolith. A lot of y'all spend too much time talking about the negative shit about Black America instead of talking about the positive shit about Black America. And this is true. I see it a lot. I see y'all talking about the welfare queens and the EBT queens and the Black fatigue and how the Black community unity is flawed. The Black community is this and that and the other. You're talking about yourself. And when you realize that words are spells, you're going to tread very lightly about the things that you say about yourself. Whether we are MAGA, whether we are Democrat, doesn't matter. You're still considered a Black American. So you should be very careful and mindful about the language that you use towards the community that you're a part of. You are. I am foundational Black American. I am an FBA. I stand proud on that shit. When y'all get on here and y'all try to sit here and say, oh, well, Black Americans are all fucked. All you all do is fucking run in the Victim Olympics. All you all do, don't nobody owe you shit. You didn't be enslaved. Guess what? We give billions of dollars to Native American communities who get to run in the Victim Olympics on a regular fucking basis. They get billions of dollars every fucking year of our money, and yet they're still living in poverty on Pine Ridge. Make it make sense, because what are y'all doing with the money? How is it that we got to touch their situation and their history with white gloves when it comes to the Black community? Oh, no, y'all don't get shit. Y'all don't deserve shit. I bet a fat sack ain't nobody say nothing when y'all was giving reparations to people Holocaust. We didn't have nothing to do with that. I don't say nothing when we're being forced every year to remember their tragedy. Never mind all of the damn genocides that happened right here on American soil. This is what I mean when I say that the system is fucking flawed and it needs to come down and truth needs to come out. And until America starts telling the truth about their crimes that they committed against their own fucking people, we ain't gonna never get the golden era that we want. So much deeper than just black and white. It's so much deeper than slavery. It's the fact that we continue to get lied to on a regular basis about very important things that can make or break a nation. You need more Angela Stantons and less Byron Donalds. And I said what I said. I need my Caucasian followers to understand America lied about who Black Americans are. They changed our fucking race in order for us to fit some type of narrative. They allow people to come over here from other countries to cosplay us and to take our resources and to wash away all of our history and make it their own. That is what the fuck we're dealing with. That is why delineation is important. And that is why we're never going to stop talking about it. This is why I stand on the fact that Trump needed to become president. He needed to become president because if he had not, so many things that we are coming across right now, we probably would have never thought to come across. The whole tearing down of Black history has opened up a door for us to learn the truth of what happened to our ancestors and what is still happening today. And that's why we're never going to take our fucking foots off of their neck. This is part of making America great again. It's telling them.
And I'm going to tell you, if you don't understand, like, how people are getting mad because they're calling that, because us or whoever is calling themselves foundational Black Americans. They came up with that name for themselves. They were always called Negro, or they made other ridiculous names for us. Like, if you Black and you can't understand this, that's like, you feel me, like us calling each other niggas. You feel me? We don't even like that no more. But for us to come up with a name for ourselves, like, bro, that shit is amazing to me. I don't care what nobody say. And I'm not even foundational Black, but to me, that shit is amazing. Now we doing something. Now we creating our own structure. We're creating our own shit that people can't take from us and said that they did it. Well, this white man over here came up with that name for you guys, and then we taking it and we gotta write it down. We gotta look at it on our job applications. You feel me? Black, Negro, and all this bullshit. No, we creating a name for ourselves. We've been doing that. Like, that show you the power that we really fucking have. And if you can't understand that, you might just be a part of the problem. You feel me? You might be a part of the problem. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying think about it. Black people created a name for themselves. You feel me? I don't care who did it. I don't care what that person did in their lifetime. They created a name for us that brought us together, as a people. As a people. To where we start speaking out on shit that we wouldn't even speak out on because we didn't want to get fired from our job. We didn't want to be looked at wrong by those people over there. So we never would call the shit out. Now we say, okay, damn, man, we broke away from everybody. Fuck all y'all. This is who we is. We doing our thing. If you can't understand it, you feel me? Bro, get out the way. I hate to say it. If you don't understand it, just get out the way. Because this truck is moving. This truck moving. And it's moving fast.